Hello everyone, I'm Maria Frackowiak and today I have a great pleasure of hosting a very special guest. He's a true OG and an inspiration in the industry for many building in the Web3 space. Joining me today, Sébastien Borget, the co-founder and COO of The Sandbox. Hello Sébastien, it's a pleasure to have you today with us.
Definitely. Hello Maria, hello everyone.
Before diving into many exciting events in your life and brand's journey, could you please explain briefly what The Sandbox is about?
So The Sandbox is actually a decentralized virtual world where anyone can make 3D content using voxel, sort of digital Lego, and publish those creations on a virtual land. Creation that they use can be made using this no-code game maker. So really, it's very accessible. It doesn't require any programming skills. And those experiences, once published, can be accessed with an avatar, which is our digital identity, a 3D character that represents us. We've grown as one of the largest platforms in Web3 with over 5.8 million users and over 800 brands and partnerships. And we're using this technology, blockchain and NFTs, at the core of what we are building, so as to ensure true digital ownership, meaning what creator makes is truly theirs, and they can use it not only on Sandbox, but even outside of Sandbox. You can sell it and monetize it as well.
Nice, I see. So it's like a decentralized gaming virtual world. Sounds really exciting. And as you mentioned, you have more than 5 million users onboarded. What makes them sign up and start playing?
Well, there's many factors that make Sandbox really attractive. I think the first one is definitely all those brands and IPs partnership that we've established from the beginning. If you look at, since we started Sandbox on blockchain in 2017, we brought Steve Aoki, Snoop Dogg, The Walking Dead, Ubisoft, Warner Music, Gucci, Lacoste, and you name it. So basically, we're curating the top tier brands and bringing them in a way that it's not just a gaming platform, but it's really a virtual world that combines culture from sport, from music, from fashion, from entertainment, from media, from architecture, and so on, with gamification mechanics. And those brands, they own land on our map. So there's this concept of digital real estate, and people can become their virtual neighbor, owning a property next to them. They launch experiences, they launch avatar collections that people can use as their digital identity, and they start exploring, playing games and experiences, completing quests, earning rewards such as unique digital content from their favorite brands. So it's the number one factor. The second is really, we are one of the most attractive platforms in terms of user-generated content. Because our mission is to empower anyone to become a creator, and our tools are so accessible, we are bringing new creators into the space, and those creators, the content they make belongs to them. The time they spend to make it is valued, and they can monetize it. And they can monetize it more than other platforms like Roblox, Minecraft, or Fortnite, which do not offer this technology underneath, like NFTs and blockchain, and only give back a portion of the revenue to the creator, like 30% to 70% at best. I think the third factor that makes Sandbox quite unique is we've been effectively one of the pioneers in the space. We started in 2018 to build the platform. We've been updating, bringing the brand. We've been updating the creation tools and the product. We've grown an ecosystem, and we have presence in over 10 countries around the world. Recently, Asia has been definitely growing the user base of Sandbox and represent over 30% of our total audience of creators, players, brand landowners, and partners. And we are so simple, so accessible. We have this concept around user-generated content, around gaming, around brands. I didn't talk about the token as well. I think lands and sand are a very unique aspect of Sandbox as well that contributed to grow it. SAD is the utility token of our platform, and it's one of the top 10 gaming token as well. So effectively, it attracts users, it attracts players to earn sand as they participate or they contribute to the creator economy. Even if they are not yet creator, they become first-time creator, they get incentivized to participate. And that's how Sandbox has been growing over time.
Right, I see. I would like to talk about IPs a bit later, but as you mentioned, you are really focusing on user-generated content. I know that the Sandbox is very user-oriented platform. And to prove that, you recently announced your own DAO. Could you please explain me briefly what a DAO actually is and how yours is going to function?
Well, so DAO is the acronym for Decentralized Autonomous Organization. From the very beginning, when we started Sandbox, we always had this idea that we want to empower anyone to become a creator, and we want to be a decentralized world. So the idea is that the players and the creators to contribute to building that world will gain more autonomy, more freedom, and the Sandbox can be a platform that can be timeless, and then can exist in perpetuity. And like those players, those creators, they will have a say in the future of like how the platform should evolve. So typically, the DAO is a tool that provides ways for them to suggest, participate, and vote on proposals that we call SIP, Sandbox Improvement Proposal, where they can effectively affect the roadmap of the development, like which feature we should develop on the game maker first, which new ability we should introduce for the characters, eventually which rewards and mechanics we should apply on the next event, which player statue we should give based on like the achievement you had, the number of land that you have, all your NFTs, the number of NFT you own, and as well how we should manage like the reward or the lands that we own in reserve, how we will distribute it to the creator over time. That DAO has a 25 million SAN budget annually to work and to distribute toward like those different initiatives. The development roadmap and everything that relates to Sandbox is just one of the three things that the DAO will actually be involved into. The second is basically growing the ecosystem around the Sandbox. So not only defining how the Sandbox itself as a product will evolve, but also how like which initiative, which project, which something related to education, something related to like a charity, the concept of Metaverse for good, or like sustainability, environment, various proposals from the community to drive new users, to improve the retention, to do real life events, and so on. All of those can be submitted and voted and have the budget. And third of all, like we think as well, I was referring about the SAN token. So the DAO will also allow not only the SAN holder, but the landholder as well to participate in those voting decisions and to influence as well the growth of the SAN token ecosystem. So it could become actually a token that power not only the Sandbox gaming platform, but also a whole gaming ecosystem. So SAN could be used and adopted by other games. It can be used by, physical merchants, certain blockchain-based application and services. It could be bridged to other blockchain as well beyond Polygon or Ethereum. Like right now we're looking at Base, Binance Smart Chain, and so on. It essentially can power a much bigger gaming ecosystem and effectively through that attract new people, new players, new creators toward the Sandbox.
Wow, that sounds really impressive. So everyone can contribute to the development of the brand and how your metaverse is going to look like. And regarding the metaverse, I think it's great. It's like right now such a buzzword among the Web3 community and among gamers, but it also attracts newcomers and many brands, as you mentioned. Your network of onboarded IPs speaks for itself. So my question would be, is it one of your main goals to onboard more and more Web2 brands and their traditional audiences who will ultimately become active metaverse users?
I think that's been one of the success factors of the Sandbox. And it's not just like one single brand alone, but it's like the combination of all those different brands. Fans are like discovering their favorite celebrities, their favorite brand, and do a new angle. They can have access to unique experience that you can only do digitally because of like they cannot be accessible. They are hard to make physically, the logistic and so on. So you can create social, immersive games and all sorts of content, art galleries, virtual concerts, virtual shows, where you can express your creativity, express your fandom, play as your favorite artist or character like a rabbit, for example, or Snoop Dogg or Paris Hilton. And you explore those worlds made by us on one side in partnership with the brand, but also a lot of content made by the other fans and the community itself, the user-generated content side. And those brands, they open themselves to co-creation. So they enable those top-tier brands and their fans to participate in game jam, and which are like time-limited contests where like you can, based on a thematic, you can make a game or an experience inspired by your celebrity and brand, and the winner receive land, sand, and are published on the official land of the brand. So a great way to be recognized. And that really contributes to shape the unique vision of Sandbox, where you have all those brands on the map based by thematic or by region of the world. You have all those avatars. There's more than 20 avatar collections from favorite brands, which you all find is almost like this giant modern theme park. So it's a modern Disneyland where not only one brand at all, but like all of them mixing up. And you get to meet people, to play, to socialize, to make new friends, to show which community you belong to and you like. And it's very creative. It's driven at the end, like you say, we're very focused on like attracting creators. So it's always fun. It's always it's driving toward like a form of entertainment that's never been seen on any other platform. I don't know any other platform like Sandbox where like we're progressively decentralizing the control. We're bringing so many brands, not just one at a time, but like many, and you can keep playing all of them. Each brand will bring 10 of thousands, 100 of thousands new users, hopefully one day million of users. So step by step, it builds up and it brings new audiences into Web2, from Web2 to Web3.
Yes, and regarding these traditional users going along with brands to your metaverse, because you've mentioned so many functionalities, avatars, rewards, sand, building land, so many options. Is it accessible for people who don't really understand Web3, or it can be a bit too advanced tool? What do you think about it?
We're really working to abstract all the complexity. When you think about Sandbox, our DNA is like no code, make things simple. So you join Sandbox, you create an avatar for free using a traditional email account and password, and then you receive free NFTs that you don't need any special crypto to start claiming and receiving on the wallet. The wallet interface and UX is way simpler today than it used to be 5 years ago. So that helps definitely to onboard new users, new audiences. And then from there, progressively, we teach them about like what blockchain has to offer, the meaning of true digital ownership, the fact that the currency they own can also be used and exchanged outside of the platform on exchange or a decentralized exchange, and all the great things that they can do. And all this idea that behind, like as we build an open, decentralized metaverse, people can use their asset and content even on other applications and the virtual world as well. The brands, the idea of like using the brand and giving an NFT from your favorite brand is essential. It's something we're going to keep doing even more. Today, for example, this month we have a reward. Any of the 60,000 avatar owners who bought an NFT from a favorite brand before, they receive a free content, a free suit, dragon suit for them. Any landowners, they receive regularly, every month actually, exclusive content that they can put on their land. And they also, once a year, we had some rewards distributed to them to help incentivize them to build and like activate their experience on their map. And this is really, I think it's quite normal actually. It should have been always a way to think like when you have people dedicate their attention and their time to your platform, instead of always trying to advertise to them some product with banner ad or sell them something, first offer them something in return. That's what Web3 allows to. And this idea that because we always talk that we are into an economy of attention, like we all want to capture the attention of our users, so they spend more time on social media, on YouTube, in games. I feel like it's so normal that if they spend time playing an experience, they complete the quest, they receive reward, they receive a digital asset, they receive NFT. And that's progressively how you convert them into Web3, because the content they own can be valued, can be exchanged, can be sold eventually. They are not locked on the platform as well.
Can't agree more with this. Simplifying onboarding process plus successful reward system is a key. So I think you're on a great path to achieve all of this and onboard more and more users. And by the way, I heard a very exciting news. Could you tell me a bit more about your upcoming Hollywood production that was announced during the Cannes Festival? Is it a part of your strategy to attract more traditional users to Web3?
Absolutely. Well, when you think about Sandbox, again, like it's a virtual world that brings culture and gaming together. And culture, we can really unfold it into so many different forms. I feel like cinema is like really something that's really interesting in general, like capture our imagination. And through storytelling, we can showcase like the metaverse can be very complementary for people who are like already involved in the movie industry, want to build up their community, want to engage people beyond just the one main story of the film and start to build like IP franchise and imagine a story that becomes transmedia. So Hollywood Hills is a project that's been announced during Cannes Festival a few weeks ago in France. And it's like a cosmic horror movie that's going to be produced and shot during 2025. But even before it's going to be shot, we have already the script. We already are thinking to use a land on the sandbox and to create a virtual experience that will be part of a larger plot where the audience will start to discover the characters of the movie, the location of the movie, certain hints about like the different things that happen around the movie, which allow them to participate into a giant treasure hunt, both in the physical world, because there will be one in Paris and in LA, and as well in the metaverse to find clues, to collect, and eventually to earn prizes, leading toward like the main plot of the movie. And after a while, I don't want to reveal everything, but we're really considering how it can be a creative tool to make to produce IPs and content and do modern storytelling that is much more engaging and allow to build audiences and communities.
So you're into building and mixing a physical and virtual experience together, right?
I think it's really interesting when I think what NFT provides. When a user owns an NFT on his wallet, you're building a new link that can exist forever with them. As long as this wallet exists on the blockchain or is not lost, you can address that user. You can give them access to like physical events, physical rewards, and virtual experiences. Right now, if you look at top tier brands, if you look at the traditional way to promote your content, your service, your brand, you would build a social media page on a centralized platform, Web2, we call it TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X. You actually have no control on those audience. So you work hard, you invest in marketing to grow those audience, to have more fans, to have more followers. And ultimately, when you post a content, that content is not seen by 100% of your audience, but only a small percentage based on the algorithm of the platform, which you have no control onto. And then if you want to reach more of your own audience that you spend money to build and time and effort, you have to pay the platform which control the data. You don't own the data, you don't own the link toward the audience. So you don't really own the community you contribute to build. And over time, you keep digging your own hole in the way, because like the more time and more money you spend, you're going to keep being dependent on that system. With Web3, with NFTs, actually, the more you invest to grow audience, you can always reactivate them, because that NFT, all that data is not controlled by like one centralized entity. It's public information on a public ledger, the blockchain, where you can reactivate and re-engage at any time your users by offering them benefits in virtual worlds and other Web3 applications. So that's the case in Sandbox. If you own an NFT that you earn somewhere else, you can give some benefit or use it as a gating system on a virtual experience like Sandbox. And also, if you earn something in Sandbox, we can detect that and give you real-world benefits access to physical events, special exclusive reward, for example. So concretely, it works very well for music artists, celebrities who want to engage their fans, give them access to special moments, special events, backstage, VIP. We've seen that work very well with fashion brands, both digital fashion and physical fashion. It's really interesting to have this, what we call the digital aspect from it. And Sandbox is really a platform that enables that creativity and has both the utility in the virtual world and the appeal in the physical world. People like Sandbox brand, understand this representation in voxel that we have of the content and what they can do. And that's why we have so many collaboration already in all those different fields, from movie to fashion to music and so on.
Yes, exactly. When I look at the Sandbox brand journey, I can see that you're experiencing incredible growth. Like every week brings a new announcement. And also regarding the music world, that's how I get to know about your new collaboration with the music show The Voice. Could you tell me a bit more what's going on with this project?
Well, it's a very exciting experience and partnership that was been launched recently. I think like every fan of the show, The Voice, has dreamed one day that they would become themselves the jury, and that they would learn what it takes to be a good jury and to support the different participants to this show. And the platform like Sandbox allows for that. So that's really what we've built, a whole world where you can connect with other users. You can have a chance to become the jury, to vote on decision, like in the future candidates. Also, you can learn a bit of the history of the show and see who are past candidates and the whole history of various seasons, and live that thrill. I think so that's really what the fans really enjoy on that experience, and what the producer of the show told us, Sandbox is a platform that allows to deliver that dream to the fans at scale, because on a physical set you cannot invite more than X amount of users, right? And at the same time offer new form of reward, digital reward, that are understood really by this new Gen Z, and that they can use across other worlds than on their avatar, and as they explore other worlds on Sandbox. So continuing to show that they are fans of The Voice, that they participated into the experience afterwards as they explore other lands, etc.
That sounds great. It's like a deeper connection with the show, with the brand, and with the whole concept. And exactly as you mentioned before, you are successfully onboarding to Web3 brands from music world, from fashion world, from movies, from sports, from art, from many, many industries. And what are these brands looking for when they decide to enter the metaverse?
That's a relevant question, and it requires a bit of education from our side, because there used to be really this hype cycle. Metaverse was always all the news back in 2021 when Facebook rebranded itself in Meta in October 2021. And it was just cool to do something in the Metaverse. Today, because Metaverse is less in the news, but is still building and growing behind the scenes, we are explaining to those different brand artists the benefits. And essentially, it's all around brands, loyalty, and engagement. When you launch and you build a unique experience in a 3D virtual world, it's much more engaging for the audience, much more immersive than the content at the 2D video or photo that you publish on the social media. And the reaction that audience can have is more than just liking or disliking or commenting. They can complete quests, they can spend more time, they can earn reward, they can come back, they can make friends, they can have rendezvous and meetings and so on. And we are seeing that translated into the attention, the time they spend. Usually they spend 20 to 40 minutes on average into an experience on the Metaverse, whereas they spend 10 seconds to a minute on the traditional social post. So for the brands, the number one thing that we recommend them is to be creative, to focus on how you build something that allow to engage your audience, give them value, share your story, and basically reward them afterwards for the time they are going to spend, and not try yet to see the metaverse as like e-commerce destination. Like we're not yet there. People don't go to the metaverse to buy; they go to immerse. You think of them like they become tourists in a new location, unknown. They are ready. They're opening their mind to discover, to learn more, to be amazed. And you want to wait and create that new relationship and host them there first and build this new habits that you will deliver great content. I think the second thing that brands are looking is like opening themselves to user-generated content. And there's no platform better than Sandbox today to do that because of our no-code game maker that is very accessible. And because like it's promoting very positive values into the audience. Like we are going to encourage you or to teach, to train you to become a digital creator, to make your own games, and we'll reward and feature you if you're one of the one of the winner experience. I've never seen that on any other platform. Like usually for a brand to enable user-generated content, they don't do that on their mobile app or mobile game. It's taking a lot more effort to build one gameplay and one successful application for them, where Sandbox is really this platform that's gameplay agnostic, has a very powerful game creation tool, and a community that is really eager already to create for them. Plus, they bring their own fans on top of that.
I really like the approach you mentioned to first work on the engagement and on a deeper connection before you start to sell. So that's, I think, it's a lot of value for brands, and they need to understand it before starting to build in Metaverse. But also, please tell me how Sandbox create this comfortable and seamless environment for Web2 brands entering the Metaverse. I assume it's not obvious, it's not easy. You're a traditional brand. You want to discover more about technology and open for this immersive experience, but it might be overwhelming at some point. How do you work on it to keep it easy and simple and just nice?
I think it's multiple factor. First is like we have more and more live examples on the platform. I think already partnered with over 400 major brands and launched for 2 years content that they can explore at any time. Today we have over 1,000 experiences made by creators and various events ongoing. They can perceive already the utility with an avatar, exploring land, earning rewards. So we've built a lot of success case and success stories already that we publish and share. We also have trained an ecosystem of like trusted partners around the world, and there's more than 220 studios and agencies that can onboard brands from their region or from their network or their vertical to the metaverse, explaining them what is possible, what's not possible, what it means to be in the metaverse, the benefit of like being on Web3, everything. A few of the things I explained you very briefly, they can sit down with them, do workshops, do trainings, and allow us to scale our effort. We do that, of course. When I speak, when I done sometimes like roundtable workshop in front of like C-level decision makers, or at various events. Like right here today, I'm going to Berlin for TOA Berlin. It's a very popular tech Web2 traditional kind of business that I'm going to explain and share a bit of view on like a walk into the metaverse and Web3 for them to discover the possibilities. All of those efforts are leading progressively to driving more brands to step in, to experiment, to learn. Because I believe that there is no better way to understand new technologies than to actually start experimenting into it. You might not get it right from the first time. Actually, nobody got it right from the first time. Even like mobile and free to play and so on. It took some time to mature, to iterate until you find your way and to exist, to have your presence digitally, to make something that's relevant for your audience, and to leverage the best what of this technology has to offer. And we are here to help with this trusted partner ecosystem, or with the main Sandbox team as well, which onboarded already those 400 major brands.
So providing the right guiding and education can solve the case. Great. And last...
Yeah, it's essential.
Yes, agree. Lastly, I would like to discuss a bit your role as a well-known entrepreneur in the industry, because I know you've been shaping the Web3 space for more than 13 years, right?
Wow, thinking about it, it's almost 16 years that I've been an entrepreneur together with my business partner, Arthur Madrid. Yes, started in 2007.
So what kind of mindset does it take to create such remarkable achievements and don't give up along the way through all these years?
I think there's no like overnight success. At least like I've been 17 years, 16 to 17 years in the space. This is our third company. We had 2 exit before. We always been in the space of new technology. So early adopter, meaning like as an early adopter, you always have to educate the market about the technology you're building, how it can be beneficial for your client, your brand, your partners. It's exciting because you're really at the edge of innovation. At the same time, it takes that kind of resilience and understanding and hopefully understanding fast enough when like the way you chose or some of the decision and the direction you're taking for the business are not the right one, and you can readjust the cap. With Sandbox, I believe it's once in a lifetime opportunity. You don't get that many chances to build a business or a platform that can impact the life of millions, hundreds of millions, and hopefully billions of people over time. We've seen already the potential of it, how Web3 and crypto has already impacted so many lives, brought new creators. We really see Sandbox as a platform that attracts first-time creators, people who never thought they had the skill, the talent, the capacity, the capability to do that. Today, there are people that earn 4-figure, 5-figure. There's one show that started to earn 6-figure on the platform in Sand token in form of revenue, thanks to their creativity and thanks to discovering tools like Sandbox. So that really drives the passion, like this mission of empowering people to become creators, staying very close to the user and the community. And now we always envision Sandbox to become decentralized over time. It's part of the white paper that we released initially. We saw a progressive decentralization over 5 years, and we are year 4. So the launch of the DAO just last week is one more exciting milestone that I don't know where we are going, like how it's going to evolve, but it's exciting to think that now this project is even bigger because it's progressively giving out the power back to the people who contribute to the growth of that platform, the players, the creators, the landowner, the shareholder. And all together, we are building a sort of digital nation. We are voting on decision where we have a stake in the success, and we care about like what we're doing for the development of that platform, for the greater good of that community and that platform.
Wow, so it's like still a lot of steps planned forward, and you seem to be very excited. So I wanted to ask you, because you've mentioned that you've been in this space for more than 16 years, what keeps you motivated to keep acting and keep building and creating all these things, features, plans?
Yeah, I think like the energy I see in the community and how people are using Sandbox every day. When I look at social media and I see them posting the content that they made, I say, wow, you're really like it's so exciting to see what other people are doing with the tools and the platform you release. That gives me a lot of energy all the time. Also, I don't know, I have this kind of like personal attitude or way of being that, well, even if every day is challenging in the life of an entrepreneur, yesterday problems are already yesterday problems. So every day I start almost fresh, like, oh, well, that was yesterday, like now I can focus again on what's going to happen today. And like how we remain like driven and focused on our mission, and also how like what we do has a bigger meaning, and like connecting with people, making new friendship, having the first couple that married thanks to Sandbox, having people who's lost jobs, lost houses, and that their life now they tell the story where they've been able to rebuild their life thanks to Sandbox. Meeting the community at various cities during those events, those are also the things that tells me like what we are doing is real, is doing an impact, and we should continue. So these opportunities are not for just a few people, but like expand, and we can create. The ultimate vision is to build like the whole digital economy where anyone can become a creator, and all our assets, our value can be transacted, can be sold, and new businesses can be developed on top of it. And I'll be very happy if Sandbox contributes even a little bit to that, ultimately, of that future.
So your fuel is the power and the engagement of the community. The community that you contribute building.
That's a great way to share, yes, I guess.
And please tell me last thing, do you have any big dream in your mind right now related to your professional life that you'd like to bring to life soon?
Well, I think already very lucky and fortunate that as the Sandbox has been growing and expanding to new region, now I think we are well over 10 countries, I get to travel a lot to meet and discover new culture and so on. So yeah, I love to keep making new experiences in the physical world and bring the culture of the people I meet and bring like some of the magic that exists in the physical world into virtual world, and hopefully make people discover their inner talents and as well and keep I think my dream is to see like other people succeed. So how do I support other people to succeed with what I'm doing and grow a whole ecosystem from there?
Wow, that's a beautiful summary. I wish you all this. Thank you so much, Sébastien, for today. It was a pleasure talking to you. I hope all of you enjoyed it. If so, please leave a comment or like under this video. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria, and see you everyone in the Metaverse.